So Deeks, nice to have you back. A 7-1 victory against Borrowash in the Derbyshire Senior Cup today. Not a bad result to come back to.
Yeah, really pleased to come back, obviously to a win. It's not been easy having a 7-game stadium ban, not being amongst the players and not being able to really influence it as much as I'd like. We're not going to get carried away. Borrowash, to be fair to them, full credit, they never stopped running all night. The goal that they scored, brilliant finish from the lad on the wing. So credit to them. First and foremost, it's not easy to come to a team that's 3 levels higher than you on a big pitch, and they never stop working for their gaffer. So they're a credit to their gaffer and to their club. So, but yeah, it's nice to get some goals on the board. We've not scored in recent weeks. But I said we're not going to get carried away. I asked them to play a certain way tonight, to move the ball, to be quick in everything that they did. Really pleased for Robbie to get on the score sheet and get some goals. I think he needed that, but it gives us a little bit of a base moving forward. A few things for me to have a look at, which we did tonight. We had a look at Fidel at left back, and Jamie and Robbie playing as a 2, looking at different formations, and that'll give us an opportunity to do that tonight. And it worked for large parts of the game. And we got some minutes into the players that haven't been playing, which is a bonus. And I think we've come away from it injury-free, which is again another bonus.
Mm-hmm. And well, like you mentioned, it was a hat-trick for Robbie Fox today. I'm sure that will give him massive confidence boost going forwards. But are you sort of disappointed in the fact that he couldn't keep a clean sheet either today?
Yeah, I was livid, and that's the thing that I've just said to the boys in the dressing room. That's what I took away from the game. No disrespect again, I'd expect you to beat Borrowash Victoria at home. I don't expect to concede a goal. I didn't want to concede a goal, and that's where I said we've got to be better. So my whole team thought they walked in and thought I was going to go, oh, well done boys, great result, etc. Just wasn't happy with the goal. I wanted a clean sheet as well. So again, there's always things to work on. You've got players coming back from injury now and suspension, which is great. I thought Colin Daniel was excellent in the middle of the park. Was everywhere. We played a 2 in there tonight. Played like there was 2 men in there, and Sam Messian as well. So yeah, we've got things to work on, but we've got the players coming back now, which the last, it's not an excuse, but we've been hit hard by injuries and suspension in the past 5 or 6 weeks, and it's not helped. Swinny and Lefty and Hutch and Zai, they've carried the ship for us in my absence, and but I'm back now, and hopefully some of the players are back, give us a clean bill of health, and we can move forward from this point.
As I say, well, a 7-1 victory and the return of Seth from suspension, Colin, like you say, from injury, slowly players starting to come back. How just big of a momentum boost will this be, hopefully, going forwards now?
It has to be. We've not won in the league for 4 games. We've scored 1 goal. We've got to have an upturn. It's as simple as that. And maybe hopefully I could be the catalyst for doing that a little bit, and some of the players coming back can be a catalyst, and all the little 1% add up. Stuff that we've not been doing right in recent weeks. I've watched all the games back. Been frustrating for me because I've not been there, but at the same time I know what we need to work on. But having these players come back, we'll have competition for places now. People are fighting for the shirts, and they've got to be hungry to go out there and win games of football and put 3 points on the board against whoever we're playing against. And I said that tonight, regardless of whoever we play against, our mentality has to be that now. Each game as it comes. Forget everything else. We're just taking it game by game, and that games are just as massively important as the next one, as the next one, as the next one. So that's the mentality that was moving forward, but hugely happy that we've got some players coming back, which makes a huge difference. You look back at the results against Stockton and Guiseley, when we had a full clean bit of health, the squad's strong. We've not had that. We've had players playing that position again, and it's tough. And I think every manager up and down the country's had similar problems at some point through the season. Never known a season like it for injuries and suspensions, but we've got to keep plodding on. Hopefully we can keep a clean bill of health moving forward now, and hopefully add maybe 1 or 2 reinforcements to the group as well.
Well, after the disappointment of the other 2 trophy competitions, is the Derbyshire Senior Cup a competition that you'd like to hopefully get to the final in, if possible?
Yeah, but again, you look at some of the teams in it. Alfreton, Buxton. It's not an easy competition to get to the final, and sometimes it's a look at the draw. But there's some really, really good teams in the Derbyshire one, and I think it's very, very strong. And I look at the Nottinghamshire side of the draw, and I don't see it as a strong competition compared to ours. But yeah, why not? We want to try and win every game, like I said. And every time you've seen by the team selection tonight, I could have quite easily put some young ones in, and I wanted to win the game. I wanted to go as strong as we possibly could. We rested a couple of players that played a lot of minutes, that were carrying a few knocks or bangs. Just didn't want to. Sam Parker was one of them. We wanted to make sure we come back fully fit. So. We had the luxury of doing that tonight, but yeah, we want to win every game, and Derbyshire Senior Cup falls into that, and that's something we want to try and go as far as we can in.
But it's Whitby away on Saturday, a long journey. But what do you want to see from the lads going into that one?
Same intensity again. You know, they've just got to work hard. They've just got to grind. You know, and you've got to do the basics well first and foremost. And I know it's an old cliche in football. You have to earn the right to play against whoever you're playing against, and you do that by setting the tone and the tempo of how you're going to play. And you know, that's something that's been missing for us for the past 4 or 5 weeks. And it's, you know, even at the start of the season when we were losing games by the odd goal and that, it was there. You know, we've just been not ruthless enough in front of goal, and I've tasked the strikers and the whole team to be more ruthless. We could have had more goals tonight. Again, that's something I wasn't happy with. I wanted us to be more ruthless. Got so many good areas at times, and the final ball or the final shot, it was scuffed or it wasn't the right ball, and you know, so more of the same. But we need to be more ruthless now going forward as a group, defensively and attacking and everything in between. So you know, we'll get on the training pitch Thursday. We'll work on a few bits again, but that's what I want to see. We've got to grind stuff out now, and we've got to be like a bunch of wild dogs now. We've just got to knuckle down. We've got to come out swinging.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers, thank you.